Hi. I have today, I'm talking to Landdis Hollifield. Did I say that right?
Yes,
Public Information Officer for the City of Marion, North Carolina. And she's going to be talking with me today about the Western North Carolina Bigfoot Festival, which is scheduled for the weekend of September 17th and 18th, 2021 in Marion, North Carolina. So thank you for joining me, Landis.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, can you tell me a little bit about the Western North Carolina Bigfoot Festival and how it originated?
Yes, the Western North Carolina Bigfoot Festival, or WNC Bigfoot Fest, as us festival fans like to call, actually started in 2018. Marion is located in McDowell County, and that county has a Bigfoot 911 research group that goes out into the wooded areas of the county. And they approached the city in 2018 and said, we have a crazy idea. We would love to hold a festival about, he who's never been seen. And our city manager, he's just wonderful. He said, let's do it. Let's go with it. So in 2018, we held the first event. It was a great day full of family fun activities, food, and a few unique events. One of those things was actually a Sasquatch calling contest.
Aha.
There were about 35 folks that entered that year. And Sasquatch, based on who you are, they either have a really high-pitched voice or a real deep voice. But that's become a real fan favorite. The festival returned again in 2019, and it was just another wonderful weekend of events. And then, of course, the pandemic hit.
Yes.
But last year, festival organizers started thinking, well, Sasquatch or Bigfoot is the best social distancer in the world. So what could we do to celebrate the man, the mystery, the legend that is Bigfoot? So last year, in honor of the Bigfoot Festival, since we couldn't have the crowds, we had a social distancing scavenger hunt through town.
Oh, nice.
And all of the little shop fronts downtown painted Bigfoot caricatures on their window, and all you had to do is take a picture at 10 of those stops and enter for a chance to win some Marion prizes. But this year's event is going to be bigger and better than anything else before. We've expanded the festival from 1 day till 2. On Saturday, events kick off at like 3 o'clock with an educational expo, which if you're curious about the man who's never really been seen,
Right.
or you want to kind of know more about how to research him, Bigfoot, you can go to the educational expo. Or if you just want to enjoy a day of fun filled with activities like Sasquatch calling, and also this year they're adding a Bigfoot costume contest to the mix. You can join us on September 18th, Saturday, or if you want to come for both days, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, that sounds fun. And that kind of touches, I was going to ask you, what type of events can people expect at the festival? So it sounds like there's a calling contest, there's a costume contest. What other things are there for people to see?
Well, each year it's a little bit different. We have a variety of cryptozoologists that come, and those are folks that explore Bigfoot. They explore the paranormal. Brown Mountain Lights is something North Carolina is known for. It's lights that no one can explain. We had a few folks there last year, or year before last in 2019, that actually explored that phenomena as well as Bigfoot. We've also got a couple podcasters that come that explore the paranormal, and they have had kind of storytelling there. And then another thing, it's called a town hall. And when we hear town hall, we think boring meeting. But this town hall is actually for people to share their encounters with Bigfoot.
Oh, that sounds fascinating, actually.
It really is. These stories range from, I think I saw him go through the woods, to Bigfoot leaves me gifts on my porch.
Oh, wow.
He's my best friend. But it's an awesome event because people share their stories and through their own words. And then between the costume contest and the calling and the cryptozoology, it's really got something for everyone. And like I said, we even cater to the little ones that maybe don't really care too much about Bigfoot. We have a little foot zone that's got plenty of family-friendly kid activities, from inflatables to crafts. So it's a real family event.
That's awesome. Now, is there like one event that is the most popular every year, or is it kind of evolving?
I would say the costume contest is going to be popular, but the one that really draws a crowd is the calling contest.
How about that? Yeah.
We have had year before last in 2019, we actually had a little girl that was maybe 5 years old, got up there and gave it her all and actually ended up placing second in the contest.
Oh, did she?
She just had what it took, and the judges are folks that from the Bigfoot 911 team that have heard Bigfoot or believe they've heard Bigfoot.
Right.
So it's one of those things we say, come to the festival a skeptic, and you'll definitely leave a believer because it's just a really magical event.
Well, this is it. There seems to be, there's actual science behind this. It's not just, all, I don't know, lore, I guess. There's some real scientific discussions and things like that. Is that true, or?
Definitely so. On Friday afternoon, it's all about the educational component. We've got Daniel Benet. He's actually part of the East Coast Bigfoot Research Organization. He's known for his writing and study of primates and also things like Bigfoot. So he's going to be there. We're also going to have Lori Wade. She's with the Bigfoot Field Research Organization. She's going to talk about her experiences with Bigfoot and exploring that whole concept of Bigfoot. They're a great group that have cast Bigfoot prints in the nature. They've tracked Bigfoot based on those signs of tracks and scat and broken limbs and things like that. So she's going to be discussing things. We're also going to have Rick Relez. He is with the same organization. And then Zach Bales, who's actually wrote a book called The Bigfooter's Atlas. And that's essentially a book that kind of explores where you might be able to see the big guy himself. So it's going to be a real educational piece, and it's going to be interactive, too. It's not just going to be panels.
Right.
The Education Expo on Friday, folks are actually going to be able to hear short presentations panels from these individuals, but then get to talk to them a little bit, get to have their book signed if they decide to sign a book, or maybe see some of their evidence that Bigfoot does exist.
Right.
And then, like I said, Saturday it's more of a fun-focused day, but those individuals will also have booths at the festival where you can go and visit one-on-one and learn more about their research.
Gotcha. And is there do you have to pre-register to participate in the costume or the calling contest?
You register the day of.
Okay.
The costume calling contest is at the main stage. That's right in the heart of town. You can't miss it. It'll have a huge Bigfoot banner on top of it. But registration takes place up until 30 minutes before the event.
Okay.
So the calling contest is actually going to take place at 2 o'clock. So you'll have till 1:30 that day to register.
Gotcha.
And the costume contest is shortly afterwards. So as long as you have registered by about 11:30 for both, you can enter both if you want to.
Awesome. Wow. If you get brave enough, right?
Exactly. And there's no fee to enter these contests, so it's free family fun. And you might as well try it.
Right,
You never know, you may sound just like a Bigfoot.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Now, you touched a little bit on the Education Expo. Is there a fee for that, or is that also free?
So the Education Expo, because we have asked these experts in the field to come, there is a $5 charge for that per person.
That's reasonable.
But those,
yeah.
very much so. And the proceeds from that are actually going to go towards a local cancer hospital.
Oh,
John
nice.
Bruner, the head of the festival this past year, in 2020, battled a horrible case of jaw and mouth cancer.
Oh, wow.
And the hospital that helps him actually has a program that gives magazines and newspapers free to the people that's being treated that have to stay there.
Right.
And he said during the pandemic, those newspapers and magazines were the only thing that kept him
Is that right?
contact with the outside world because his family couldn't be with him.
Yeah.
So those funds are going to go straight back to that hospital and that program so that people can stay connected even when they're being treated.
Very nice. Very nice. Logistically, tell me about Marion, North Carolina, and where you recommend if people are coming from out of town, where should they stay or that type of thing? What other things are to do in Marion?
Well, Marion is a mecca for all things. Whether you're a foodie looking for some amazing homemade pickles and gourmet burgers or steaks, or maybe even a little Asian fusion, or whether you want to go and hike and explore waterfalls, we've got everything. Marion is about 40 minutes away from Asheville, North Carolina,
Okay.
but I like to think that we're a smaller scale Asheville. We've got a little bit of funky stuff and a little bit of small town charm that'll really draw folks in. If you're coming into town, we have some great hotels. We've got a Holiday Inn Express if you want to stay with a chain, or in Hampton Inn. We've also got some great inns. The Inn on Mill Creek is in Old Fort, which isn't far away at all.
Yeah.
It's about 10 minutes away. But it's wonderful. They do an awesome breakfast there, and you are located within 5 miles of waterfalls, hikes, and everything else.
Nice.
Really, no matter what your interest is, we've got something for you here in Marion.
Awesome. And do you have any advice for first-time festival attendees?
Definitely. I would recommend going to MarionBigfootFestival.com and really exploring that agenda for the day or the 2 days to figure out what you want to do. There's so much going on during both days that you really want to explore that. Look at the maps that are offered to see what you want to do. I would also recommend just really brush up a little bit on Bigfoot. You don't have to be an expert, and you can come a skeptic, because believe me, we like both sides to come together. But if it's your first time, come, have fun, wear sunblock because it's in September, but it can still be a little warm and a little bit sunny, and just be prepared for something completely different.
Okay, and I was going to ask where to learn more about it, but you said it's MarionBigfootFestival.com, correct?
Yes. MarionBigfootFestival.com.
Okay. And before we wrap this up, is there anything else that you want the readers of PullOverAndLetMeOut.com to know about the Bigfoot Festival in Marion?
The Bigfoot Festival is really the icing on the cake for Marion events. We like to celebrate the uniqueness of this world. We have the Bigfoot Festival in September. We normally have a liver mush festival, which if you've never tried it, it's a little bit like liver pudding, and it's a little bit like sausage. It's like if they had a baby. But Marion, we like to celebrate the unique aspects. And if you have a chance, come see us at the festival. If not, we're a great day trip or weekend trip. And we just hope to see you at the 2021 WNC Bigfoot Fest.
I've actually been to Marion before, and I can attest there's some nice wineries up in the area as well. And isn't Lake James not too far? Or
Lake James is about 7 minutes away, so not far at all. We have a meadery right now where the honey is harvested near the Lake James area.
Adding that to my list.
Yes, it's a very unique experience. The meadery itself has gone into a historic building that's really been upgraded, and just it screams culture, really. And we are home to one of the largest barcades in Western North Carolina. So it's a place where you can get a cocktail and then play 10 games of pinball or any kind of arcade game you can think of, from Pac-Man to Cruisin' USA.
Very neat. Wow. Well, that's awesome. Now I've got a few more things. I got to go back to Marion. I'm planning on going to the Bigfoot Festival, so this is exciting. But
we look forward to having you. I think you're going to have a great time.
Yeah. Well, thank you again. This is Landdis Hollifield. She is the Public Information Officer for the city of Marion, North Carolina, and appreciate you chatting with me. And again, it's the Western North Carolina Bigfoot Festival, September 17th and 18th, 2021, in Marion, North Carolina. MarionBigfootFestival.com. I'll put that in the description as well. But thank you very much, Landdis. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Anna Marie.